Okay, I figured I'd talk about my son's autism since I haven't been on YouTube in like forever. So, I don't know where this camera is pointing at, but let me see. Anyway, he was diagnosed in January. I had someone come over from this company that I've been going through for a lot of his therapies. I've had a lot of referrals. And the guy came, he sat with us for about an hour or so. And then he later told me what the traits were for his autism. He's not very social. He has not had any interactions with any kids at the time because I've always had him home. But here I've had him in daycare for about, 2 months almost. So he's actually shown a lot of progress. I am still kind of uncomfortable about talking about his autism because, a lot of people tell me, you gotta talk about it sometimes. Not really. I have had support from my family. He has come a long way. There's still a lot more that he's going to have to go through. He's not really talking like a normal 2-year-old would talk. He's on baby level. He was also born with epilepsy. He didn't really start having seizures until he was like 6 months old. And that was a scare for me and my husband. So we've also been I manage all the appointments for the kids, so I've been taking him to his neurologist. Usually when my husband's off work, he'll go with me, find out how everything's going with his progress. The first medication they had him on was Topamax. He was probably on that for about 8 months or so, and that wasn't really helping anything. Even if they upped the dose, it wasn't helping. He was still having little mini seizures, little jolts here and there. So I told the lady that he was seeing, still sees, that I needed something better. So she had recommended phenobarb. So he's been on phenobarbital for a good 2 years now, since his first birthday. And let me tell you, anybody out there whose kid is epileptic, ask for phenobarbital. It'll knock out the seizures. You'll see better results. I mean, after he was on this, after 2 weeks, he is like a different personality. He saved us a lot. Especially since, with the other medication, he wasn't really doing anything. I had to put him through physical therapy so he could move around more. He started walking about a week before he was 1. We were still working on his walking. Now it's just working with his hands, trying to get him to pick up stuff finger-wise. Slowly making some improvements, but I've also put him in daycare so he can socialize with other kids. He's slowly starting to come around. He is picking up some words, jibber-jabbing words, but it's some sort of speech. I can't really talk too much about anything personal when it comes to, him alone. He's only 2.5. He'll be 3 in September. I'm actually hoping that he starts saying a little bit more words, actually speaking a little bit more by the time he's 4. Maybe, I do have to take him in for another hearing test. I took him in for a hearing test a while back because he's going to be going through this early school program where they help kids. They work with kids every day. They have somebody working with the kid one-on-one every day, picking up a lot of stuff, learning anything they teach a kid. I'm trying to take all the sources I can get. But a lot of my videos are going to be about what my kids are going through as far as achievements, what I'm dealing with. I'm not trying to make any dramatic. I've had this YouTube for a very long time. I've had people subscribe to me, watched a lot of what I went through. I had to delete a lot of the old videos I had because someone just antagonized me on Facebook about, oh, it's nothing but drama. So if anybody ever wants to know what I'm going through, this is it. I'm basically going to be talking about my struggles that I'm having with mainly my son, and I'm not really going to be putting a whole lot of personal stuff in there. I have joined up with a group on Facebook for parents with special needs kids. My son has made a lot of progress, and I'm very happy for that. I'm still going to continue with a lot of the therapies that he's been getting since he's been 1, and hopefully they still work with him even when he gets a little bit older. There are still programs where they can work with your kids when they're older, even when they're in grade school. My sister had to help me understand a lot because her youngest son is still going through some therapies. I'm not going to say what, 1 or 2 therapies, but he is just the funniest kid you'll ever meet. Okay, well that's all I'm going to put. Just wanted to talk a little bit about my son's autism, and there you go. Know me, whatever, later.